This is the banquet scene from the 20 from just a 2017 Bud Light commercial that aired, I think, back in August of last year. So what happens in this commercial is that there seems to be some sort of banquet that is going on in a made-up kingdom sponsored by Bud Light. It starts off with people in the mess hall partaking in a banquet hosted by the king and queen. We can see a line of people that seem to be offering gifts in exchange for a seat at the banquet. And there's a nice medieval song that will play in the background, suggesting that all is good and nothing is wrong.
Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. Madam.
So Sir Jeremy then approaches the king and queen and offers a six-pack of Bud Light, to which the king responds and says that he is a true friend of the crown and proceeds to say dilly dilly. And dilly dilly is like a funnier version of the common but outdated version of hear ye, which is a sort of praise bestowed on people for doing something nice or generous back in the medieval times. So then we have Madame Susan approach the king and queen.
Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
So again, Madame Susan approaches the king and queen and offers an entire case of Bud Light beer, which holds 20 beers. The king and queen, the king responds and says that she is an even truer friend to the crown, and says dilly dilly, to which everyone else says dilly dilly. Now this is the fun part of the ad.
What is that?
This is a
So before he even gets to say anything, as soon as he placed his item on the desk, you can hear the music stop as if it was a surprise to everyone who was watching this.
What is that?
Right there, you can hear the music stop, and it's like everyone's heads turned to him as they were shocked to see what he brought was not, in fact, Bud Light. So you can obviously tell everyone is shocked, and this man is embarrassing himself in front of the king and queen. Even to the king's surprise, he asked the man what is in the bottle, to which he replies that is...
This is a spiced honey mead wine that I have really been into lately.
So he says that he's into this spiced honey mead wine that he's really been into lately, which the king and queen do not care about. And you can tell by their faces that they really seem like they're not that interested into what this man has to say, because he did not bring the appropriate gift, which would have been Bud Light, but instead he brought this spiced honey mead, which they do not care for.
So, dilly dilly, right?
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the pit of misery.
I'm sorry, what?
So because he did not bring the right gift to the banquet, he asked Sir Brad, which is his bodyguard, to send this man to the pit of misery, because people like him do not deserve a seat at the banquet, which is for obviously people who brought Bud Light and are contributing to what the king and queen want.
Pit of misery, dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on. Bud Light, brewed to be America's favorite light lager.
So right there, you can clearly see everyone was so happy to see him go. He didn't bring the right gifts to the banquet, so because of that, he was sent to the pit of misery. And the pit of misery is exactly what it sounds like. It's a pit that you will suffer misery from. And because of that, everyone cheered dilly dilly in his absence, because he did not bring Bud Light. And as you can see, the announcer said, here's to the friends that you can always count on, which would be like friends like Sir Jeremy and Madame Susan, who brought the right things to the banquet, as the other guy failed to do. So this is basically what the ad is trying to get at. It's trying to say how only true friends of yours will bring what you want, which in this case would be Bud Light. And if you have friends that offer you other types of, I don't know, beer or some sort of alcohol that you would have at a party, is not the friends that you should have. So that's basically what this ad is trying to say.